Howdy, y'all. Welcome back. Playing some Hunt Showdown. Still having fun with this game, despite some frustrating stuff about it. Um, I really wish this PS4 port didn't feel so lazy. I gotta go back. This is, by the way, okay. A lot of issues this week with after this update with losing connection to the server. And then sometimes I get this message that I've lost connection to the server, but it doesn't actually interrupt my gameplay or kick me out or anything. It's really weird. So yeah, this is after update 1.41, um, August in the year of COVID 2020. And, you know, the game just keeps improving in certain areas. Let me just kind of run down some of the things that are, I guess, the state of the game currently. They've added these trials, which are basically like single player challenges. And there's some rewards for them. I haven't really delved into this. Um, I did one. I've done one, basically. Um, I'll probably get into those later. They don't interest me too much. Nothing new in training. Now, this is something that puzzles me, and I'm maybe somebody knows something that I don't. Um, but there's this contracts tab that you can go into, and it's a random contract, and it like makes, I don't know, just the fact that it's a separate tab makes you think like it's different from Bounty Hunt, but it doesn't seem to be different. And then once you go to the Bounty Hunt screen, you know, you have this random contract. As far as I know, there's no other option, so I don't know why they have that unless they have plans in the future to change that. But why would you show that on this screen? It's just a little sloppy. I haven't played this game on PC, so I don't know what the menu screens look like there, but it's just weird to like, I don't know, it's confusing, to be honest. Um, Quick play, I still haven't really delved into quick play very much. I think I've played like 2 rounds, but that was very early in my time with the game. Um, I do want to get into it at some point, but it doesn't interest me all that much right now. I really want to focus on like getting really good on at bounty hunt. Um, okay, I already covered trials, so let's get into progress. You know, I'm on my second. I prestige once, so I'm on my second, headed towards my second prestige. I don't know what you'd call it. I'm on my first prestige, basically. So I'm making my way down the bloodline again. About halfway through, just about halfway through. Um, so I do like this progression system because obviously Hunt Showdown is a very like commitment heavy game. If you're really going to enjoy this game, you really, I think you have to kind of commit to a lot of time and learning. And I appreciate that because I've enjoyed learning the game slowly. Um, and now that I'm learning more of it, I can kind of focus my training. But there's so much to learn in this game. It's kind of all over the place, and I do wish some of these things like just unlocked sooner. Now I think that once I get into my second prestige, you know, I'll have a much better idea of like how I want to progress characters and stuff like that. But honestly, a lot of that won't really matter because a lot of the things I've been doing in these first 2 prestiges has been kind of based around getting some of the trophies, so it's not behavior that I'm going to repeat. Um, So I don't know. I guess we'll see on my second prestige how I feel about this bloodline. I think it's pretty restrictive, at least as far as the things that I would want to have earlier on. But you know, that's probably part of the game. I'm sure everybody has their preferences. Here we have the trials rewards. So as you can see, there's some good things to get here. Um, but I'm just not super interested in doing trials right now. But I'll get to that later. Stats, you know, my stats are not very great. Obviously, I'm not a very great player. I'm not super accurate. I have a lot of trouble in this game with the lag and like performance, which we'll get into once I get into some gameplay. But you know, I don't really care too much about my stats. Like this is kind of like a Battlefield thing. Like, okay, I'll put it this way: I care more about my stats in games like Call of Duty, where I'm just trying to. For me, like Call of Duty is all about performing, high performance. You know, like each round you want to get as many kills as you can. To me, this game and something more like Battlefield is the fun in me is kind of in the strategy, like the overall strategy of the game. Even if sometimes my tactics and performance execution aren't really up to par, I still have fun with like planning out my next loadout and trying new things, you know. So that's a big part of the appeal for me. Let's actually look at some of these stats because I don't look at this screen very often. So, honored contracts 10, players killed 39, killed by player 115, kill assists. So, I'm not sure what they mean by honored contracts. I'm sure that I've completed more than 10 contracts. So, you know, that's kind of the thing with this game is like, what the fuck does this stat mean? Just tell me what it means. So much mystery all the time. Triple stack, that is when you, what? No. What the fuck is a triple stack? See? Again, I have no idea. Running the gauntlet, don't know what that means. Monsters killed, okay, that's straightforward. Bosses killed, 48. Maxed out hunters, just the one that I had on my first prestige. Duos wiped, does that mean when you've killed both bounties? Not sure. Total bounty. Okay. Again, I just wish I had information on what you're trying to tell me with these numbers. Uh, it's not good if you have a statistics breakdown, and I only understand about half of the statistics. Challenges. I don't look at these very often. Get the wellspring activated and quick play 3 times. Okay, so that might be a reason to try out some quick play this week. Loot 10 butcher bounty tokens. Wow. The butcher's probably my least favorite of the bosses. Actually, the spider can be pretty annoying. The assassin's pretty easy as long as you're not worrying about anybody else coming to get you. I feel pretty confident about the assassin. The spider is like hit and miss. It's like sometimes it's really easy, sometimes it won't fucking stop moving around and making it hard to hit. And my problem with those situations is like I start to get bored of the fight and I'm like, I start to be like, should I just leave? Like this is fucking boring. And then like a lot of times I'll start making mistakes because I'm just like kind of bored. So that's my issue with the spider. The butcher is just kind of a pain, and I've found that hunting him with a squad is a pain because everybody's always trying to throw bombs at him and killing you. Last match. I don't like this screen. First of all, I wish it showed you who you played with, so that if you play with somebody that you like, you can send them a friend request. Yeah, it just doesn't give you a whole lot of information. Bounty collected 75. Total kills, your kills, kill assists. Playtime, great, thanks. definitely interested in knowing how long my last round was. Not really. So here's what I'm up to right now. I'm trying to get the trophy for having the 5 hunters at level 50 at once. So I've been slowly crawling through this. And my strategy with this has been to play solo, play extremely conservatively, and yeah, that's kind of it. Just taking the sure scores, even if they're sometimes very very small, and just extracting and staying alive. Stealth is my friend, basically. So this is my stealth loadout. Got the Sparks silencer, my machete. This duster's for the occasional, what do you call it, the fire guy. First aid kit, fuses in case, just on the off chance that they're going to come in handy for some reason. Firebomb in case I need to take care of a hunter, or uh, all the various uses you need fire. This is really, the sticky bomb is what I use the most in case I need to take out a meathead, because they do so much damage. My problem with the sticky bomb is that it takes so long to throw after you hit the button that it's easy to miss. So, and we'll kind of get into that, just how long everything takes to do in this game, and the input lag coupled with performance problems. Um, yeah, we'll get into that. But for now, this is kind of my cheap loadout, cheap stealth loadout. So this is what I've been sending out my hunters with, so that I'm not spending a bunch of coins, but hopefully getting them set up with everything I need. Now, this loadout is taking into account that I'm going to be playing by myself, and I'm going to be playing stealthy. Basically, if I run into a hunter and they know that I'm around, I'm probably going to die. uh, Not only because of the loadout, but just because I have so much trouble with this game in general. Uh, so yeah, it's a very passive loadout. Um, don't want to get into equipment right now. I'm about halfway through the unlock tree. There's some new traits, upgrades that have been added into the game. I don't really care for any of the new ones. Don't care for a lot of the old ones, to be honest. But I'm going to experiment with all of these later on, but right now I'm kind of focusing on this stealthy loadout, because I'm trying to get my all my hunters up to level 50. So it has been useful to kind of figure out, what helps me the most. I figured out that my go-tos are determination is the earliest one that I get. The only reason I don't have it first here is because this hunter was recruited with Greyhound. But determination is, I think, the most important. Just being able to have stamina when I need it, in case I need to do heavy blows, whatever. Greyhound is second because being able to sprint longer is useful. Your starting sprint duration is not very long at all. And then Beast Face, I think, is a good one because it allows you to be stealthy in terms of birds and dogs and stuff like that, which can often surprise you and give away your position. So that's kind of what I rely on. After Beast Face, my strategy is to start taking on the damage reduction. So Horn Skin, Bloodless, Salve Skin is in here somewhere. God, just everything about the UI in this game is so annoying on console. Probably on PC too. I've heard people complain about it. So there's Salve Skin. And then after that, I start getting into like the stealthier ones, Silent Killer, Lightfoot. So I'm not dead set on this order yet, but I think it's been working out pretty well. Obviously, you have to be patient sometimes, and kind of wait for the points to accrue. But generally, especially in the early going, it's not that hard to level up. Even being stealthy and just being conservative, like if you're just killing enemies and picking up clues and locating bounties, it's not too hard to do. Um, yeah, so I think that's good. Let's get into a round. And while we wait, I'll just kind of talk about this game. So, obviously, I've been enjoying this game. I've been playing it since it released on PS4 in March. But there's a lot of problems, and definitely with the PS4 version. I'm sure it runs quite a bit better on PC. But, yeah, honestly, this port feels quite lazy. um, and the worst part is that even though I can tell that the game is putting a lot of effort into its performance, because sometimes the visuals are visibly downgraded in order to, maintain a frame rate or just performance in general. And you can see it because there's some pretty ugly like pop in this game sometimes. But for some reason, there's also, especially after this last update, so hopefully they'll get that fixed, but there's a lot of input lag. Often I'll fire my weapon and then it feels like nothing's happened. And then just like a split second later, I finally get that hit marker, but by then I've already like hit the fire button again. So then the game thinks that I want to do a melee attack. Uh, so it's just really frustrating to me. Also, like the prompts for interacting with things is really obnoxious. Like sometimes, like I'll open a door that I'm not even facing instead of reloading my weapon, which obviously is a big problem. But then on the other hand, like sometimes I'm trying to vault over a, an obstacle that's in front of me, and it just won't do the action for some reason. I'm not sure if it's like an input lag. Sometimes I feel like the angle has to be just right, like you have to be at a perfect 90 degrees to the thing that you're trying to climb over. It's just really strange and really frustrating, and I've often been killed because the game is not doing what I tell it to do, or it's doing it later, and then I get confused, and then you start getting overwhelmed. So that can be a little bullshit. Um, so it's hard to recommend the game based on those frustrating things. Um, Obviously, I still really like it and enjoy it, but that's a problem. Right now, on top of the 50 or 5 level 50 characters that I'm trying to get, I'm also trying to get the 50 chicken coops thing. Um, Here's my thing with that. I didn't even know that there were chicken coops in this game until this week. Like I literally either had not encountered or had not noticed that I had encountered chicken coops. I had only noticed the dog kennels. Now that I've been trying to look for them, like I can't seem to find them, and the only thing that I've come up with is that I seem to have had luck at the Ironworks Fort McCormick, Nichols Prison, and Windy Run. So it seems like this like central belt of this map is pretty good for that. But we'll see. I'm trying to test out this theory. It appears that whether something is a chicken coop or a dog kennel is like set in stone. I'm trying to test that theory out. I tried to look up information online, but okay, we'll talk about aiming in this game in just a second. It was one of those things where you like try to look up information and you just end up more confused. Oh my fucking god. You end up more confused because the people that are trying to write these tutorials, I guess, are like morons and don't have clear information. And sometimes you even go in and like people have edited what they've written, but not just correct the main text if there's incorrect information. Don't put an edit at the bottom that I have to read after I've read the incorrect information. Anyway, so I couldn't find a straight answer on the chicken coop thing. So I'm trying to prove this on my own. Now, okay. I feel like I heard some chickens. I do realize that a lot of the sounds in this game are similar, and I think that's by design to confuse you and make you think like, what was that, you know? So I don't have a problem with that. I've just kind of been noticing that more and more as I play. There's definitely people around. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would like take offense to my approach of like not really going for the bounties. But again, I'm doing something very specific right now. I'm trying to get these trophies. So this isn't normally how I would play. But just in the interest of getting all 5 of those hunters up to level 50 without incident, I've been trying to be very conservative. So I'm not really engaging hunters, and even if I did, I certainly don't have a good weapon for that. And just also taking that opportunity to like really learn the maps, because despite having quite a bit of time in this game already and learning the map being one of my fortes in general in gaming, I have it there. I mean, there's just a lot of information in this game and each map. So yeah, just kind of taking my time, learning knowledge. Now, the hunter I'm using right now is not part of the core 5. This is kind of a lower level hunter that I'm using to make my way up the bloodline, because it's so much easier to earn score with the lower tier hunters. Okay, another thing I should point out. I'm playing with a controller that's broken because I push, I guess, on the left stick so hard that I tend to... Actually, it's never been an issue before until the PS4, but I'm now on my 5th controller. So there must be something kind of faulty with these controllers. Never happens on the right one, always on the left one, which kind of makes sense, you know. But still, it's pretty annoying. So basically, the problem is that the controller is very apt to lose its dead zone and start drifting without any input from me. And obviously this makes it really hard to shoot when you're trying to make like a long distance position headshot and your character's moving around. Um, but yeah, unfortunately right now I just cannot afford to replace this controller. So I'm trying to get to the ironworks, but it sounds like there's somebody exploring over there, shooting up a storm. So I'll give them some time to clear out after they inspect the clue. Obviously, I'm pretty confident that nobody has eyes on me, since I'm walking around in the open. I think sound is way more important in this game than visuals. So I'm more apt to leave myself visibly open as long as I'm not making noise. And that's kind of the fun of this game, at least for me, is like the sneaking around, the combination of PvP and PvE. That element reminds me a lot of DayZ, which is a DayZ mod, uh, which is a game that I really enjoyed. Mm-hmm. I like this lighthouse, although nobody ever seems to use it or do anything, and it never seems to have a clue or anything really important going on. Another thing with this game is that, okay, so like I'm looking, let's aim down sights on this weapon, okay? This is the spark silencer, again. I have this huge iron sights, but the only place where I can land a shot is at the very bottom of it, which is not at the middle of my screen. I have a huge problem with that. It's very visible right now, but once you get into like the dusk or nighttime versions of the maps, it's very hard to see where your reticle is. And when you're getting into precision aiming in this game, and you start factoring in the input lag, the frame drops and performance issues, it can sometimes be really hard to land shots. And then of course, you know, each enemy has their like sporadic movements that don't really make sense. Oh. They made pretty short work of that. So unfortunately I'm not... Oh, well, I guess there's another bounty, so once these guys get out of here, I'll try to explore this central belt again for a little bit and see if I can confirm the chicken coops. Hopefully they didn't shoot the chickens here, because I've been trying to confirm this location specifically, but we'll see in a few minutes. So they're banishing. I'm just gonna kind of chill out here. We'll keep talking about aiming. Let's find this zombie. Now, I do appreciate the sound in this game, but, and a lot of people have praised it, but I don't think it's perfect. Okay. Not sure how that wasn't a kill. I mean, I might have hit her shoulder, but still. What was I saying? Oh, sound. Yeah. Ooh, somebody. Ooh, here we go. Now, no way I'm going to engage these guys. First of all, I don't have the aim. I don't have the skill to hit a shot like that consistently. It wouldn't kill him at this range. Not to mention whether he has any partners. It's also not my goal right now. I just have a lot of trouble in this game, and in first-person shooters in general, to be honest, because people are moving so erratically all the time. I could I could give him a little shot just to scare him, but then he'd be looking for me. Uh-oh. Don't get any closer. But yeah, the sound is kind of... It'll trick you sometimes. And that's kind of okay because, you know, I'm okay with having some ambiguity as to like where things are, where the sounds are coming from. But it is kind of annoying that a lot of times, like, it just sounds like an enemy is like right around me and I just cannot fucking find them. And also, like, the way the sound I make will often alert enemies that I had no idea were there. That can be pretty annoying. Still, overall, I do think that the sound is one of the better features in this game. I thought I saw some movement around that cabin, so I wonder if this guy is lying in wait. When it comes to performance and lag and stuff like that, let's get into our dark side. Like how long it can take sometimes to come up. I don't like that. I don't know. I guess it's kind of a give and take, but like the amount of noise, that initial like sound, and then you have to wait for it to go away, and then you can have the enhanced hearing. Oh yeah, I should. That's something I always forget about. That once you have a bounty, you can see players. So these guys could probably spot me if they were looking in this direction. Let's see what they're up to. So they're moving away. They're going to Fort McCormick. Looks like they might be going for that second bounty. I think it should be safe anyway. I'm sure a lot of people listening are probably just like, get good, scrub. But I do think this game has several issues. I don't think it's just me. I might be 40 years old, but I've been playing games for almost 40 years. I started going to arcades when I was like 4 years old. And, you could also say, well, you're playing with a broken controller, dude. What do you expect? That's fair enough. But I think I'm aware of it, and I feel like I'm adjusting for it, so I don't see what the big deal is. Okay, so the way I understand it is these red ones are the only ones that ever have anything in them. I think it's somewhat random whether they're populated or not. I hope somebody doesn't just walk up and shoot my ass. But we should be okay because there should... Yeah, they're definitely headed for that second bounty. I thought there was another one. So I'm starting to... Let's see. I'm trying to figure this thing out, man. Looks like... Because I've definitely killed chickens. So it might be that the coops are random, whether they're populated or not. And the jury's still out on whether whatever populates them is random or not. So we'll see. YOLO. Alright, let's head over to Fort McCormick. So, okay, so now I'm playing with headphones. You know, just like $20 headphones, but they're pretty good. And it does sound like the shots are coming from my left, which makes sense because that's where the shit is. But they sound a lot closer than they ought to be. That's kind of my issue, is that I've spent a lot of my early time with this game being scared because I thought people were right around me, and then it turns out they weren't anywhere close to me. You know. So... I thought there was a coop here as well. Obviously, I'm not too worried about other players right now. Meatheads. Alright, so let's test out this... So that actually went okay. I've also noticed that the meatheads don't disappear. I hadn't noticed that before. Yeah, I think the meatheads are the only enemies that don't despawn. I'm not sure if that's a new thing or not. I feel like that's a new thing. But you always got to keep track of like what can possibly give you away. Obviously, and also when I'm playing like really super stealthy like this, I'll try to, if I can, I'll try to not actually take out any enemies that will be obvious, and if there's any enemies around the clue, I'll try to leave them so that they're an obstacle to anybody that could be following me. And also just to give the appearance that no one's been there. So these guys are pretty far away. I don't have to worry too much. Which way do I want to go? I want to go... As far as like button lag, what I feel like I have a lot of trouble with, and it's not always lag. It's like sometimes the game won't queue up actions the way I'd like them to. So like, When you take a shot with this rifle, you have to wait for him to do that, and then you can reload. You don't have to wait as long as I did just now. But it won't reload, and sometimes when you're, in a stressful situation, you may not notice that your character hasn't started reloading. That can obviously be a big problem, especially with a weapon like this that only chambers one round. You don't want to get caught off guard. Oh my god. So oftentimes I feel like I'm just spamming square. Ooh, they got him already. Alright, well, let's see if I can make it to Nichols. It was Nichols, right? Let's see if I can make it to Nichols and find myself some chickens. I thought there was one here, right? Maybe it was Arden Parish, actually. We'll see. Chickens. So that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure last time it was there, so that must be a random factor. Alright, I'm gonna push through all the way to Windy Run or Arden if I can. Sometimes it's really smooth like that time, but it's inconsistent. That's the word for this game. It's inconsistent. Sometimes it's too consistent, actually. I feel like I often spawn in the same locations. Even like yesterday, I spawned in the same location on the same map like 4 times in a row. So that can be annoying. It'll often give the impression that the game is getting stale, and then you'll like when really all you need is just to spawn at a different location. Ooh, glad I didn't run into him. Okay, so there's a coop. I also have an issue with... I feel like the game spawns enemies sometimes, right? Okay. Now I gotta get out of here because these guys are just about done, which is gonna give me only 5 minutes to go home. And I know I'm just like rattling off all these like problems I have with the game. I do really like it. I wish it was even better than it is. But that's probably greedy. But I think that's the nature of people and gaming in general, is you want things to be as good as they can be. And I think if somebody's encountering frustration with a game on a regular basis, that's fair. Even if it's just the way I play, my mindset. And I am always open to improving and learning. Hmm. Chickens? Thought I heard me some chickens. Did I not hear me some chickens? All bounty has left the mission. Mission will end in 5 minutes. This is really annoying how those titles like obscure the map, the top of the map. It's like, can I just see the top of the map, please? God, swing! I hit the fucking button like an ice age ago. God. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, shouldn't have taken damage there. If I'd been on my last health bar, I'd be dead. I don't know. Games are just weird. Like, if this was real life, I could just take my left arm and just kind of sweep the grass aside to look. But because it's a game, I have to push through. I don't know. It's a good game. Here's what I wish they would do. I wish they would, first of all, promote it more. I wish they would, because you never see any media for this game. Or if you do, I don't know where you do it, because I never see commercials or trailers or anything for this game. Obviously, there's like people that are really passionate about it, like Skill Up or Super Bunny Hop have recently done things on it. There's channels devoted to this game, but I don't see a lot of people talking about it. It's very niche, and I think it could be very successful, because I think if people try it, they're gonna like it. But also, if people try it, they're gonna notice all the flaws. So I wish that they would really work on fixing these issues. Because the game's been out since 2018, I think, on PC, and we're now in 2020, and even this PS4 version's been out for quite a while, and it just has a lot of problems. Like, even this screen is weird. Like, okay, it's telling me that I got 847 points. It's telling me that I earned 770 experience, and then I have prestige 10%, 77. I don't know what the fuck that means. Well, okay, so I guess it adds 77 to the 847, but that's not consistent. I've seen a lot of different numbers here, and then they end up being different here. So that's another thing. It's like, if I've been playing this game since February, how come I don't understand the scoring? You know? It's just weird. And obviously, when you play with squads, like, it's different because you get, if you extract together, everybody gets the same score. If you extract by yourself, you only get your own score. I don't know. Unnecessarily confusing, as well as inconsistent, would definitely be a charge I would lay against this game. Also, outfitting your hunter is a fucking pain in the ass. Why is it so hard? Why do I feel like I'm on a PC, but I'm on a console? Alright, but anyway, I think I'm done bitching about the game and I could just enjoy it. But I just feel like I have to qualify my my enjoyment of the game, even as it's gradually improving. We'll see where I end up. Let's see, let's get into. I was trying to get into the maps. Um, I can't remember the names of each map right now, but the one that's the fucking swamp. Don't really care for that one too much. I think it's a little too swampy. Although I guess that's the point. Also, in that map, I feel like I always spawn in the upper right-hand corner. Scooper Lake. Definitely know the name of that area because I fucking spawn there all the time. I haven't even. I've done a couple of solo bounties, but I haven't leaned too hard into that yet. I figure once I know the game more and I'm not distracted by these other goals that I have, like the chicken coops and the hunters, I'll have more time for that. Oh wait, did I? Yeah, and I think I want to stick to stealth because I can reduce certain types of damage, but I think it's better to avoid damage altogether and go stealth. So I think I'll do that. I'm just trying to work out the best progression for the upgrades. Hey there, Whimsy. Whimsy Sham Gaming. Welcome. Thank you for chatting, by the way. The game has a lot of problems. Yes, it does. And I'm kind of curious about that because, as far as I know, Crytek is a pretty successful developer, and I mean, they make a lot of money off the leasing out the Crytek engine. Oh, it's my least favorite map. Now, I haven't found consistent locations on this map yet, so I guess we can do some exploration. I don't think there's any chicken coops that I've found consistently up here, or Blanchett Graves. So let's chill. Let's chat a while, since I'm not really in a hurry. Whimsy, if you don't mind, share some of your personal pet peeves of the game. But what I was saying is, Crytek, as far as I know, is a pretty successful developer. I know, like, Crysis hasn't been around in a while, so I'm not sure really like what games they've been working on. But they do a lot of work leasing out their game engine. They also have military contracts. I don't know if anybody knows that, but they actually create simulations for military purposes too. And I know that this game kind of started off as a side project by their one of their smaller studios that eventually got shut down. I think it was in Austin, actually. So this game, I think, wasn't really meant to be originally, and then it just kind of kept going and happened. I'm glad it did, obviously. But I'm often surprised by how little care seems to have gone into the game. Especially considering, like I said, that the PC version released in 2018, so they should have like ironed out a lot of things. And then certainly by 6 months after the PS4 version, I feel like we should have a lot less issues, I guess. But that being said, I still really enjoy the game, and if you've been playing it, Whimsy, I'd like to hear your overall opinion on it too. It's a really interesting idea. I think that's something I really appreciate about the game, is that it just feels very unique in a world where there's so many games that are just copy paste, It's that drifting left stick. It's got me in trouble. Oh. Also, I need to actually adjust my monitor. Yeah. I have an issue with this game where, like, the contrast fools me. Like, it's for a game that has so much attention paid to lighting, I feel like it has a distinct lack of contrast. And everything just kind of seems gray, and a lot of times I have trouble differentiating enemies at a distance. Now, I do have problems with my eyesight and dyslexia, so that could just be me. But I don't often have that problem with other games, so... Anyway. Yeah, I shouldn't have come here. I don't think there's any... You know what? I haven't even checked my dark side. Just been blabbering on. Let's stop being suicidal. Oh, that's another one. Like a lot of times I'll jump down from something, and fall damage in this game is not very forgiving for some reason until you get that upgrade. Um, but a lot of times I'll jump down from things and take damage like a full 2 seconds later. The aiming is sluggish. I hope they optimize it further better. Yeah. Now I do appreciate that it gives you a lot of options to like customize the sensitivity when you're like, in uh, third person, when you're aiming, shoulder, hip aiming, I guess, and when you're aiming down sights. But I do feel like in games, hadn't noticed that that thing wasn't dead. I thought it was dead. A lot of times in games, when you have options like that to like change sensitivity, I feel like it's kind of a wash because if you make your sensitivity very loose, you're losing accuracy. Whereas obviously in real life, you can modify how fast you're doing everything all the time. But that's just a function of gaming. Obviously I appreciate the having the options there for sure. Performance, yeah. I don't know. Do you play on PS4? I'm playing on a base PS4. I'm sure it's a lot better on Pro and much better on PC. But I kind of wish this goes for gaming in general. Like, if you can't make your game run at least at a steady 30 frames per second, make it look like shit. Okay? Because I don't really need like all this detail. I just want the game to perform better. Performance to me should always be key. And honestly, even I know that the PS4 isn't like some powerhouse or anything, but I feel like in this generation, we should have at least a steady 30 frames per second, if not 60. I don't care about visuals so much that I would trade performance. And performance is another thing that's very inconsistent in this game because sometimes it runs very well, I feel like. But I'm not sure if it's like a lag issue or just a general performance issue. Sometimes it plays like dog shit. Whimsy, if you want to shoot me a friend request on PS4, feel free. I feel like the game is worth your time, but you really got to stick with it. There's a lot to learn. I don't know if you've ever played Battlefield. This game reminds me a lot of Battlefield because as you make your way through the progression system, if you stick with it, you will eventually learn some things that'll help you out and make your time with the game a lot more fun. So I would say if you've already spent the money on it and have played it, I would say stick with it because it does get better. In particular, I would recommend a YouTube channel called 4FS. It's an Australian guy. He's done a lot of tutorials on this game, and I found them really helpful. Even with his information, though, there's still like a lot of flaws and issues. But I think having that kind of information really helps. That's kind of the approach I took when I played Battlefield, was looking up a lot of online information and using that to complement my own skills and strategies and thoughts on the game. So I would definitely recommend that. And also, it's a certain kind of game. You know, like sometimes I'm in the mood for like a first-person shooter, but I'm not in the mood for this because this is like a slow, or not necessarily, but um, it's more of a measured experience, you know. So sometimes I just play Call of Duty. I just feel like running around with a shotgun. This isn't really a game where you can run around like that, or at least not without training yourself to do it. I was playing with a squad the other day, and I got killed, and so I started spectating the guy that was on my team that I was hoping would revive me, and this guy was amazing. I can't believe it. Like, and I don't play crossplay, so this guy was playing on a PS4. You can play with the mouse and keyboard on a PS4, but I kind of doubt he was. But holy shit, he killed like 6 people, and me and it was a squad of 3, and it was just him because me and the other guy had been downed, and it was just him, and he took out like 6 or 7 people, revived us, and then we extracted. Actually, we collected both bounties in that round. I mean, this guy was amazing. So you can do it. But it's not easy. I do want to, once I get past these like more pedestrian goals that I've set for myself in this game, I do want to take a shot at like running and gunning in this game. Yeah, there's no coops here. I hate this map. Scooper Lake. That's where I always spawn. Alright, so we got plenty of time. And there's another bounty. Doesn't sound like there's a ton of people around. Can you play with the mouse and key? You can play with the mouse and keyboard for this on PS4? Well, you can hook up a mouse and keyboard to a PS4. I'm not sure if this game specifically will allow you to play that way. I can't think of why it wouldn't, but I haven't tried myself. So I might be wrong about that. This might be a game that forces everybody to play with a controller. Not all games are like that, though. So it's entirely possible that these guys are the only other people in the map. But that means they might be making their way up here. And I've been talking so much, I haven't been doing really anything. So let's at least go find another clue. So like I said, I have a lot of stuff going on right now in this playthrough. I'm trying to level up these hunters. I'm trying to find chicken coops, or at least find where they might be located on each map. But I'm also using this specific hunter to level up through the bloodlines so that my 5 main hunters that I'm actually trying to level up have the benefit of the upper tier upgrades and weapons. We'll see. It's a slow crawl. Now, I'm not really like a trophy hunter per se, but I do like... What I like about trophies is I feel like there's a potential for the developer to give you a little bit of different perspective on their games. So like normally I wouldn't be looking for chicken coops. But the fact that it's a trophy has encouraged me to learn more about the game. And take a different approach, which is now resulting more like exploration and stuff like that. So, okay, I'm almost certain. Oh, these guys are actually extracting. Interesting. So that's interesting because if they leave, and I think they might be the only other people on the map. Do I have to heal? Alright, let's... It's like every time I play this game, I learn something new. So like right now, that last bar had some fire damage. And it wasn't healing, because I had lost the entire bar. But now that I've found that healing, it's now healing the fire damage. So it's just so much information. And like Battlefield, it's not very friendly towards the player. It's not even telling you like, hey, this is something you might want to look into. It's just throwing you out there, throwing you to the wolves. I didn't even know you could break doors for like a month after I played the game. I've done so much farting around this round, it's kind of unbelievable. But yeah, I would say stick with it. Like, even if you're having a bad time with the game, obviously, if you're having a bad time with the game, you should stop playing, at least for the day. You know, take some time away. You don't want to get yourself frustrated over a video game. But I would stick with it sometimes, and try to have fun with it. Like, yeah, it definitely stands out from other first-person shooters. Sometimes if you don't really have like a specific goal, just experiment, fool around with some stuff. I've had some really funny experiences in this game. Like when I was starting out, you know, I was being very sneaky and always trying to hide. And that led to some good moments where I would like find a clue and be like, oh, there's a clue, I'll go grab it, and then be like, or I could wait for someone else to come grab it and snipe them. And then, you know, a lot of times you'll notice like, oh, there's a barrel right next to this clue. How fortuitous. And luckily the barrels explode pretty quickly. So they make actually really effective traps. Okay, I thought I heard some birds actually. The sounds can kind of fool you, but... Like I said, feel free to shoot me a friend request. I'm not doing a lot of squad work right now because I'm trying to do this thing with the 5 hunters. But hopefully if I can get it done maybe this weekend, by next week I should be up for some squad play. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to trying out some more aggressive styles of gameplay and really working on like fine-tuning my aim Hopefully I can replace my controller too. I really hate the hellhounds. They've probably killed me more than any other enemy in this game. How is that not a kill? Oh, wow. This kind of reminds me of DayZ, because that was a game where, like, sometimes I wouldn't run into a player for like a week. So it's kind of cool that you can have an online game that has that aspect where you're like, I may not even run into another human player. And even though I like fast-paced competitive gameplay, I do kind of like relaxing and taking my time sometimes with games too, you know. So, and you know, I don't care too much about like stats and stuff like that. I don't kill death ratio. Who cares? I'm just trying to have fun with the game. I'm more interested in like learning. This is something that annoys me too. Like hold to pick up item, but I'm really trying to get that ammo, but man, just cannot get the ammo. Can you imagine in real life if you were trying to pick up a box of ammo, but instead you picked up a lantern? You'd like go see a psychologist. So that kind of stuff annoys me. Chickens! Found some chickens. Man, this has turned out really nice. I'm glad those guys were the only ones competing. Can kind of relax. Could throw a party. Nobody would mess with me in the next 37 minutes. I like that the rounds are that long. I remember, like, that was a cool thing about Battlefield. When you realize that when you finish a round, you realize you've been playing for like an hour and a half. And you're like, man, that was epic. Literally epic. Let's see if I can find a tower and show you my other pet peeve. What's in here? What you got for me, building? The maps are really dense, so there's a lot of stuff to find and explore. I like that. I'm a fan of exploring in video games, so I like that this game has that aspect as well. Totally with that. Had to face away from the door so that I can reload. Otherwise, it's just gonna try to interact with the door. Yeah, the hounds... Oh, hello. Didn't stop my bleeding. Hounds are awful, and for a very specific reason, I feel like. Well, I mean, they're dangerous, obviously. Dogs in games are always kind of iffy. But I feel like their animations, more than most enemies, are really shoddy, so that a lot of times you end up missing them because their heads are moving around so much, all that stuff, and it just makes it really annoying. And I think that's kind of the point, obviously. Like, I think that's kind of the point of dogs in games in general. Is I feel like developers just want to make them feel extra dangerous. But I feel like they overdo it. Oh, I'm totally in the wrong place. I get turned around very easily in this game, and that's very weird because I have a really good sense of direction in real life and in games. Um, for some reason, this game just gives me a lot of trouble. Like I feel like I have to check my maps so often in this game. I'm not really sure. I wish you could put down markers. You know what? I'm starting to think I can just take this. Oh, it's a butcher, so I'll have to be careful, but I think I can make this work. What? 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 Damn it. The arc for the throws is terrible. I don't know if there's a way to like do like an underhand throw or something. But I feel like the game wants you to throw a little too high. At least for my taste. Oh yeah, you can go into a match solo. You can go with a squad. If you know, it'll matchmake for a squad of 3, but if somebody drops out, you can still go in with 2. You get a bonus actually for going solo, and you get an extra bonus if you go in. Well, no, you can go in alone, but if you go up against squads of 3 and you go in solo, you get a bonus. Why are there so many zombies? Yeah, that'd be great, man. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for chatting. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have somebody chatting with you when you're streaming. So I appreciate that. Um, yeah, shoot me a friend request. Like I said, I'm not doing a lot of squad play this weekend, but hopefully once I get this challenge finished, I'll be up for that. So maybe we can play a couple rounds later. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. Wrong button. If I'm not by myself in this map right now, then the other players are extremely stealthy. So... That really didn't work out at all. Here's the thing. I really should be taking this, but I don't think I have a good loadout for the butcher. I don't know if you know this, but the best way to kill the bosses is to hit them with these heavy weapons that you find around the map. But obviously the butcher is really dangerous to get close to. And I don't have... Yeah. I have 30 minutes. What a conundrum. This is a pretty pussy way to do this, but hey, if it works. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't want none of you. None of that. What? Come on, there's got to be some ammo. There it is. Also, don't like how often you get caught in geometry in this game. I think we can actually do this. Mm. Don't get stupid now. Don't get stupid now. Definitely can't get stupid now. Performance is fucking up right at the worst time. Losing. Come on. Yes, God, I literally pushed that button 4 fucking times just now. That's crazy. Come on, Crytek. You gotta do better, man. This game's not cheap either. It's not, I mean, $30. Or it's not even 30, I think it's like 40. I hate climbing ladders because that last second of the animation is really shitty. I really don't like not having a single bullet. "16 minutes, and I just gotta go northeast." This round is going to be ridiculous. I mean, I think I am going to make it out of here with this bounty, but it's kind of ridiculous because I've just been like shooting my mouth off and totally distracted. And I somehow got completely lucky and apparently only had one squad competing. And somehow had enough time and ammo to kill this guy. That's pretty amazing. Just gotta not be stupid now. think I saw a fire guy here recently, so let's just be a little extra careful. That was my version of extra careful, I guess. The other thing to watch out for around here is usually they'll put a little pack of dogs. Funny. I like you, game. I hate that in games where it's just like they just move them out of your sights for no reason. Ah, stupid fuck almost killed me. Wow, that would have been ridiculous. Sweet. I can't believe I did that. That was like the luckiest round you could ever have. Man, that was really satisfying. Sweet. Vanished. Clean sweep bonus. Contract status. 64. Solo kill bonus. Cool. Money found. Yeah, I even found money. That was great. 10 minutes to spare. That was a really great round. 21 points. Holy shit, I think she was level like 8. She went up 20 levels just on that one round. It's awesome. Alright, let's go hog wild. Let's see. Let's go with stealth first. Vault, jump, fall, climb, silently, yes. I think fire is very important. And I think bleed should be next. Once I get one more point, I can go with Hornskin. But, I mean, blunt melee damage is probably the easiest thing to avoid in the game, so I think it makes sense that that goes last. And then I can start getting into other upgrades. I think Fanning, or I think Physician actually is probably more important. Never found a lot of use for this. I feel like the bolts aren't that hard to find, like if you just kind of remember where you shot them. Frag bomb only does 150? Damn. No, thank you. I need something that would kill Meathead. So I'm pretty close to opening up Quartermaster. So 2 more levels. I can have Quartermaster, and then that's an important one too, but obviously I can't get it now. Although I feel like when I first started I got poisoned a lot. Now I don't seem to have as much trouble with it, probably because I'm a lot better at avoiding the hives in general. That's the main way you get poisoned in this game, I feel like. But more importantly, so Quartermaster is not something I used a lot in my first run. But what I want to do, see, I have this setup that I'm using to be super stealthy with the spark silencer, the machete, and then this for the what is that fucking enemy called? Let's just look it up. Emulator. So I have the knuckles for the emulator and then the machete for everything else, basically. And now that I can melee silently, that pays off a lot more. But this is obviously not a great loadout because I really can't take on hunters with this at all. Unless I'm very lucky, they're standing still or crouching still or whatever. They're very close to me, somehow haven't discovered me, and I have a clear shot. Because if you mess with the sparks, you're done for. You got 4 seconds to reload. You know, most players are going to be able to kill you. But if I can get Quartermaster and I can get, say, well, I guess I haven't worked out that part of it. But I feel like, let's see. Oh, I think my idea was to have, if I can have quartermaster, I can have a large slot, and then for my medium slot, I can have the Deadeye, because that has a scope, which can be very useful sometimes. I've gotten some cheeky, sneaky kills like that. But actually, I'm not sure how much use I would get out of it. Maybe, well, I don't know. We'll try it. Yeah, we'll go. Maybe I'll try it on her since she's not really one of my main ones. Sure has been lucky for me though. She's got, yeah, she's been very good for me. But yeah, my main goal is I really want to try to get all these guys up to level 50 to get that trophy. So we'll see. All right, I think I can go one more round. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up while I use the restroom. BRB. Whoops. Thought I'd have a little more time than that. God. I've never had so much trouble aiming in any game. While I'm up here, I'm just gonna demonstrate how like these towers are a nightmare. Okay, I'm facing the wall, It's prompting me to climb down the ladder. Okay. I can't even see the item, but it's prompting me to pick up the item. And then there's these shutters that you can interact with. So, yeah, I can just I'll get a little annoying. I don't even want to open the shutter because if they see that, I'm done for. Chickens? Just gonna assume that was not as close as it sounded, since that's usually the way in this game. Health kit? Health kit? Health kit? Health kit? Health kit? No health kit. Chickens? Hmm. Okay, so that's kind of interesting because if everybody's getting clues and they're heading in the same direction, I might be able to skip a lot of this. And make a trek.
Oh.
Certainly don't hear anybody. So let's take a chance on this idea then. I was just going to exit over here because I'm so close. I didn't like that. Heard some dogs over here. So I might have somebody over to my south, but ooh, yeah. Let's get the hell out of here. Nope. Not what I needed. Pretty tense, man. That's what I like about this game. It's so cool. Pretty awesome. Let's look at our map here. So it's pretty much a straight shot west. Too late. Well, hopefully whoever was back there at Windy Run is going to be heading up north for the bounty, so. And somebody's up there, or I would go get that clue, but I don't even want to risk it. I'm after chickens, not bounties. Hmm. Man, there's a lot of crows. So I guess what I'm realizing is the kennel locations never change, but what's in them and whether anything's in them is random. Which is going to make this trophy really annoying. Really annoying. Let's go to the fort. Probably don't have a ton more time because there's only the one bounty on this map. Looks like it's been located. And then I'll have just the 5 minutes to run it down. Chickens, I think. No, dogs. Always dogs. I want chickens. I might actually have to like literally memorize the location of every kennel just so I can thoroughly check them every time. How are you not dead? don't like that I keep hearing dogs. I feel like they're kind of far away. So, but it does make me think like somebody might be after me. So that does sound like they're at Sweet Bell Flower. I thought there was a drop, not an incline. I was expecting to drop. I will say it's impressive in this game how much detail they put into the maps. Very impressive. This is probably a little greedy, but I'm going to go after that clue. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what everyone else is doing, but they're not exactly making short work of the spider. God, do the swing! Fuck! Man. So much input lag. I had to hit it 3 times. So yeah, this is probably a little greedy, but, you know, YOLO. The shots sound farther away, so I'm not... Well, there goes that. Go west, young man. So I will just go check that final location, and then I'll extract, and then that'll be it for the day. I'm fairly confident there's nobody else after me. So I think I can just fool around. Or not fool around, I need to obviously keep my head together. But as far as human players go, I think I'm alright. Chickens. Scared the shit out of me. Chickens? Double chickens. Unbelievable. Okay, I don't think I can get much better than that, so let's extract. They're just about done. And then I'll have 5 minutes. So not too much of a hurry. Let's look at this situation for a second. I think that guy is, I'm not sure what he's doing. Hmm. So here's what I'm thinking. There's a possibility that somebody killed the bounty alone and are now in a gunfight with somebody else. Or no, now they're both moving. So yeah. Not sure why it took so long to pick it up. I was thinking I might be able to get a freebie. Chickens? Chickens! I got triple chickens. What have I done to deserve so much chicken? Damn it! Oh, it takes so fucking long to reload. That last action of pulling back the bolt just seems to take like a year. I don't know why, but I really enjoy killing hives. Ugh. I was trying to stand up, and it took me 3 button pushes. I just don't understand this game sometimes. Still, can't really complain. Got away with quite a bit here. Cool. So that'll be it for today. I'm just gonna look at the scoreboard. But I would say that was a pretty good couple of rounds, especially the triple chickens. So prestige is 10%, I guess, of all the points that I earned. But how did I get an extra 400? If I earned 580 XP, and then it's saying that I got 980, where'd the other 400 come from? I guess the bounty. Oh, the bounty. Right. Okay, so the bounty is times 4 turns into XP. And then plus you get the prestige on top of that total. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. Oh, I totally thought I was playing with my throwaway hunter. I'm so glad that went the way it did. Whoops. Didn't mean to be so careless there. That's what happens when you stream. Sometimes you lose track of what you're doing. Okay, so I can't get shut for her. I thought I was about to get a Lightfoot or Silent Killer for my other one. I think fanning. That's the next thing I need. Alright, well, I'm going to start boring off for today. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and I'll see y'all next time.